Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 9 US battleship, the Minnesota. We're playing on the map Hotspot, and I spawned in the middle. Therefore I decided to go straight forward, closer to the middle of the map, so I can decide on where to go. After all, the Minnesota takes quite a long time to get there, almost as long as the state itself would take to get there, but that's understandable, they're almost comparable in size. So I'm gonna go ahead, see where the enemies are, and then decide on which side of the map I should be on. Or if I get spotted and there's a destroyer threat in the middle, I'll turn around and sail back to where I came from, because I do have 27 kilometer range. Now I do want to clarify something on that point. In a previous video somebody mentioned that I should take the reload upgrade or the dispersion upgrade instead of the range upgrade, but you can't do that because, as you can see, the range upgrade on US Battleship sits in the 3rd slot, but the dispersion and the reload upgrade sit in the 6th slot. So the only real alternative for the range upgrade is the turret traverse upgrade, but you probably don't need that on the Minnesota, considering you have a 40-second reload and a 180-degree turret traverse that's faster than that. Obviously it's not worthless, but I think range probably matters more. Anyway, I have been spotted for a while now, which means that there's probably a destroyer somewhere lurking about, and it should be better if I turn around and stay safer. I do have a Kitakaze in front of me that does cover me from any threats from that direction, but it's possible that the DD is somewhere else. And ultimately it's not a wise choice to keep sailing ahead here, because I'll keep getting shelled probably by that Cleveland, and the further along I get, the more I'm gonna get shelled at from both sides. So it's better to just turn back. Our Bismarck decided that, well, he actually likes doing that, so he's gonna go forward. I'd really like to hit this Cleveland, but I don't think my shells can go over this island quite correctly. I'd really like to though. Come on, maybe I can. I mean, look, it says I can fire over here. Maybe that'll work, right? Maybe, let's hope for the best. If they go over there, that Cleveland's gonna get hurt. Oh, they did! Wait, oh my god. And it's just over penetrations. 7 overpens. That's still 9,000 damage, but I was hoping for far better. If the shells had been slightly lower, well, maybe they wouldn't have cleared the island, but if they would have been slightly lower, that Cleveland would have been gone. Actually, I guess she was blapped by some other battleship anyway, so it's fine, I suppose. We hold all 3 capstans. Well, actually we only hold 2. The 3rd one is almost ours. Although I think, considering the minimap, we probably aren't gonna get it. While Holland has been doing good work, there is a Jambar in the capstone, and it's unlikely that we can dislodge the battleship without the Holland being hit even a single time. Oh, and there's a Za flanking her as well. Yeah, I think Holland is in trouble. It probably would make sense if the Holland tried to run, but she doesn't have a smokescreen, so it's gonna be difficult. Maybe the teammates, the Smolensk, Mainz and Lepanto can help, but, you know, it'll depend on them. Meanwhile, I'll try to hit this Riga instead. Come on, Riga. She did slow down and clearly didn't want to be out there. Come on, 5 overpens again. Still 10k damage. Like, this damage is nothing to sneeze at, but I've been hoping for better. They just keep getting overpens for me. Need better aim, I suppose. And I don't think I can do the next salvo, right? Because the shells won't clear the island. Even if they clear the island, it'll, like, I don't know, scratch the superstructure or something. It's probably better to... Oh, the Xinjiang in front of us is actually spotted, so he's definitely gonna be the next target. Hello? You might be a destroyer, but our AP shell still overpen for a fair amount of damage. Nah, only 2 shell hits, but still 2.5k damage. That's more than 10% of her HP. And hopefully the Akizuki and the Drake and all the other ships on our team will be able to finish her off. I'm gonna try a shot on this Riga that seems to be sneaking forward. Our Des Moines went down to a flood, no less. A cruiser went down to a flooding. Wow. Sadly, the Riga backed off again, so I cannot fire a shell on her. I mean, I can try, but I'm not hoping for too much from this. Yeah, it might not make sense. Maybe I should save a shot on the North Carolina. Never mind, the North Carolina is way too far behind that island. So that will never work. Okay. Oh, maybe... You know what? It says I can fire over this, so let's try, I guess. I do have to turn my ship around here, though, because it is a bit worrying. Oh, and we got her! Yes! No more massive I mean, we still got 4 overpens, but 3 penetrations were enough. Still though, this is a bit of a tricky position because there's a Xianyang somewhere over here. And obviously she has deep water torpedoes, which are pretty scary. As a result, I'm gonna turn around and start heading elsewhere. I mean, the other reason is that the only ship left fighting here, for me at least, would be that North Carolina. And I mean, she's gonna run out of HP anyway, because it's a Yamato, Minnesota, Kitakazu all firing at her at the same time. So chances are I would need to reposition anyway. Well, why not do both things at once? Akizuki and Drake should be able to deal with the Xianyang, especially the Akizuki, because Xianyang can't torp her. Oh, and our Minnesota actually detonated the enemy Zao. Well, I bet he had fun, and the game was super engaging for him. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna ask the enemy team whether they're willing to surrender, because we have 2 caps. They are in no position to threaten A cap. Maybe eventually they'll be able to threaten B, but we're in a commanding lead. 650 points to 240. We win in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I mean, things are looking good, especially once this North Carolina goes down. We're ahead in ships as well. Goodbye, NC. Things are looking good. Okay, maybe not quite as good. Our Minnesota went down, but that's alright. We have other battleships to take her place. For example, this Maxi-Soda right in front of you. I guess the target will be the Jean Bart here. Unless there's something else that pops out before I get around the island. I mean, the JB is low. Oh, that Hindenburg is low too. But it's a Hindenburg and it's far away. It'll be unlikely to... We'll be unlikely to deal with her. I think JB is the better target. But if she angles and it's AP, it might be difficult to actually finish her. Wait, is she turning in? She's turning in. It's gonna be a questionable salvo. Maybe it'll do something. Also, I think the Xianyang actually slipped the grasp of our Akizuki and Drake. We don't know where she is. Which could be a very deadly surprise for me. I mean, could. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but it could be, and I think that would be pretty bad for our team, because we are 6 versus 7 now. We might hold a commanding lead in terms of points, but ships-wise, it's entirely possible for our team to fold. Oh, a Friedrich der Grosse! Wait, why did I not see that guy? I guess I'm getting lucky that he's firing on the Lepanta instead of me. Because I was showing him broadside. That could have easily been like a 10-20k salvo from the FTG. Yeah, I guess it's time to just turn away. Because they are starting to focus me. There's no way that FTG doesn't fire on me, right? And the JB is obviously also gonna fire on me. Yep, FTG is firing on me. So turning away was definitely the right choice. Oh, and there's a Thunderer there too. Yep, we're backing off. I mean, there's really no need to actually advance on the enemy, right? We still hold the A and B caps. That FTG, probably no chance that she's gonna get it. Also, the Drake actually did find the Xianyang, so we know exactly where she is. As long as the Drake doesn't go down before the Xianyang goes down, we're gonna be good. Because a destroyer running amok behind our lines would be incredibly bad for us, right? Because that destroyer could just suddenly torpedo a battleship from very high health to very low health, or do all kinds of other sneaky things which screw things over. You know, force a battleship to be unable to dodge the enemy shells or angle against them, stuff like that. So it's incredibly important to deal with a destroyer in this kind of situation, and well, the Drake did that, which I think is excellent. Okay, there's another set of torps. I guess those are the Holland torpedoes. Oh no, they're the Kitakaze torpedoes. Okay. Okay. Well, it's a 5 against 5 now, so things are looking alright. Hindenburg is backing off, but she's really far away. One of the destroyers is in the cap. Kitakaze or Holland, potentially both. Both have pretty deadly torps, but I think both have already launched all their torps now. Okay, maybe we can get a hit on the Hindenburg. Actually, I don't think I led enough, because the Hindenburg is 24 kilometers away. I probably needed more lead on that. Yeah, we needed more lead on that. Could have been a very nice shot though. I guess they weren't really on point vertically either. I'm gonna use my heal because I still had 3 heals left. Oh! Broadsides of the Jean Bart and the Thunderer! Because the Yamato is on the other side. Right? So they wish to angle against her. And this gives me their broadsides. So let's try to take advantage of this, which probably means I'm just gonna get overpens or something. Come on. Come on. Okay, 12k. Acceptable. Acceptable. Ooh, and the JB did go down. After all, Yamato overmatches her. And as we... And as I predicted, both the destroyers were in the middle. They are gonna take probably the A-cap as well. But I think it'll be okay. Because we do hold still a massive lead on points. If we sink both of their capital ships, well, actually I think we might just outright win based on that. I don't want to fire all of my guns at once, because I want to get the Thunder when she turns to bring her rear turrets around. So that's why I didn't fire my rear guns. Because, you know, if you fire all your guns at once, the enemy knows that I can't fire any guns for 40 seconds. But if I only fire 2 of them at once, well, we get situations like this where she is showing me broadside. Oh wow, and those shells all fell short. That's unfortunate. And what? Only one of these hit and that was a ricochet? Okay, maybe my plan needs a little bit of work. In the aiming department, I suppose. And she's showing side again. Well, this time I got my Citadel. But yeah, this is why I fired in a staggered fashion. Because 40 seconds gives you enough time to whip around all your guns, fire your shots, and then angle again. But if the enemy staggers, you can't do that. Oh, these went high. And these did no damage again. Well, I suppose this might be one of these points where the Minnesota's armored penetration being tier 8 battleship tier is a bit of an issue. But it shouldn't be in the next moment where the Thunderer shows me broadside. Goodbye. 4 shells, 4 citadels. And while the enemy might hold all 3 cap zones, I think we'll be okay. Because we have a Drake advancing on the A-cap. I think Drake has Hydro, right? Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's not quite as guaranteed as I thought it was. But we're probably gonna get that Hindenburg unless she stops firing or something. I'm gonna head over to the C-cap because my ship is super slow. And I am kinda low HP. I could be a target of opportunity for the Kitakaze because, you know, torpedoes and stuff. So it's better for me to head over to the C-cap. 8k to the Hindenburg and... oh. Well, that was disappointing. I was hoping that would actually finish the Hindenburg, but I guess it'll be Yamato's turn then. And now it's simply 1 destroyer left. I did get set on fire, but my heal is up in 6 seconds, so we'll be alright. Still, I'm gonna head over to the C-cap, just to block the enemy from getting any more points. But I think we're gonna be able to get this Kitakaze because she is actually getting kinda boxed in. right? Look, she's heading away from the Drake towards the Yamato. Man, that Yamato has been doing really well. Oh, it's mine! Yes! Goodbye. Oh, and we got high caliber from that. That's excellent. 180k damage in a single game in the Minnesota. Could you believe that? Also, 24k XP, 20k free XP, a high caliber, a dreadnought, sank 4 ships, almost a Kraken, 5 citadels, on a Thundera no less, on a Thundera, the most hated battleship in the game, and we actually outdid that Yamato. The Yamato that played really well, but still, I guess that's the fact that I was tier 9, and I suppose I was in a really slow ship though, so I don't know what your excuse is, Yamato. You should have done better than me. You hear me? You should have done better. But yeah, I would say our Drake played really well by chasing that Xianyang. Others might disagree, but I think that was a really good choice. Somebody had to deal with that destroyer, and, well, the Drake was in position to do so. Because, again, if that Xianyang wouldn't have been chased, she could have come and killed me or the Lepanto way earlier, and that might have tipped the scales to the enemy's favor. So this was a great game. It was also my last Minnesota game, I think, because this should give me enough experience to get the Vermont. But I guess first it'll be the captain's skills and upgrades, right? So this is kind of the standard that I use on Battleship. So emergency repair specialist, then grease the gears, then adrenaline rush, then concealment expert, and the new superintendent, which is called emergency repair expert, and then fire prevention. For the last 3 points I would like basics of survivability, but sadly this is a 19-point captain, not a 21.1, so we can't have that yet. Upgrades wise, I use the artillery plotting room, then concealment system modification 1, and here actually I should be using damage control system modification 2, because I don't have basics of survivability. If I had it, I should take the propulsion mod. And the third slot I take artillery plotting room, as I explained earlier, then damage control and main arms modification 1. So overall my opinion of the Minnesota is, I think she should be stronger. Something about the ship should be better, but I am done with the ship, so I am to the Vermont now. This is a ship I think much more highly of. And I mean, it makes sense, right? Because the Vermont is the crowning jewel of the line. And yeah, I would say Minnesota, as far as tier 9 battleships go, it's not that great. I think Iowa is better in virtually every way. But hey, maybe I'm missing something. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.